Hiya everyone! Welcome to Kitten Brush. Today we're going to be drawing a witch's cat. So grab a piece of paper and something to draw with and we'll get started. For my drawing today, I'm going to be using an ultra fine point Sharpie, but you can use whatever you choose. I'm going to start my drawing by going down about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway down my page, and just drawing a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be part of the floppy hat. And then now I'm going to draw some points there for the sides of the face, just making them equal distance from the points, each point on the line. And then now I'm going to start by drawing some tufts of fur there and just mirroring on each side there. It's okay if it kind of looks like Oscar the Grouch right there. That's okay. It'll look better, I promise. And now just drawing some lines that angle downwards. This will form the neck of the cat. And now just connecting again that point from that point and just drawing a straight, not straight, it's kind of straight. It's more of like a rounded curve there. And then just like a swooping curve downwards to form the rest of his body and his front paws. And then we'll repeat on the other side. And just swooping down. And now I'm going to go back to that other paw and finish it up by drawing another curve. And just mirroring it on the other side as well. And since this is a fluffy cat, I'm just going to draw some more little tufts here on his chest and repeat on the other side. And now for his hind legs and his little paws here. I'm going to try to draw it a little close to the body. Just form a curve there at the bottom and then swoop up and over. It's sort of making an upside down C there. I'm going to repeat on the other side. And then just curving another little line in, giving that paw some more shape, and repeat on the other side. Now I'm going to create some little points there to kind of give me a guiding line on where I'm supposed to bring up this next line. Just starting from the paw and going upward. It's like an upside down J. And this will form the rest of his leg. And then down, just connecting these points to his body, from the paw to his body, or his front paw. And then a little curve in between his front legs. All right, now let's start on the tail. Just going to draw a big swooping line here. And then just some little tufts, just to make that tail appear a little fluffy, and then down and connect to the body. Now for the face, just draw a little curve there for the chin. And now I'm going to draw just a little oval for the nose. And just two little connecting curves there for the mouth. Looks like a little curvy V there. And now let's go up to the hat to start on the eyes. Just draw some little curves there to form the side of the eyes, and then we're just going to take from that point just a nice little angled curve there. the hat makes it a little bit easier, I think, to draw the eyes. And now I'm going to draw some of the usual, the typical cat eye slits there. Okay, and now let's move on to the hat. I'm going to draw, it's just sort of a straight line, just a parallel line on each side. It's like the inside of the hat. And now just some little curves just to give the hat a little bit more of a rounded edge on that brim. And now just a nice straight line coming up to about where you can kind of see where it lines up with the cat's face. Now I'm just going to come up, just draw a straight line on each side, forming a slight angle there, going up at a slight angle. And then just another curve, and then a curve that connects that curve to the rest of the cat's hat. And if you prefer to draw your witch's hat a little differently, like you can make it more pointed, that's totally fine too. I just like the look of the old floppy witch's hat. Now I'm going to add a little bit of detail to the cat's paws. For the front paws, I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something a little different. But for now, we'll go ahead and draw in the paw pads of the back paws there. And I'm going to have them look like they're facing a little more outward. So you want to put the paw pads sort of closer to that outer edge of the paw. And for this next bit, I'm going to be using a light purple Copic marker. It's in a shade called Mauve Shadow. And I will leave that down below in the description. But what I'm going to do now is just go over some of these lines, just sort of outlining them in this color. And what that's going to do is just keep those lines there, because I'm going to be coloring this cat all black. And those lines, any of the black lines I made with the Sharpie are going to get washed out. So I want to make sure I can still see that definition in the legs. So I'm just going to outline some of these. I'm outlining this inner line of this paw here, this leg. I'm just going to add a little details in the paws too, like for the toes. And then coming on the outside of that leg and outlining that as well. And then the hind paw coming on the inside of that paw. And then don't forget about the tail there. I'm going to mirror the same thing on the other side. And you want to keep it consistent so it doesn't look wonky when you're done. Just make sure you're outlining the exact same lines you would on the other side. And there we go. Now I'm going to color in the paw pads using the same color. You can use whatever color you want, by the way. You don't have to use a light purple. You can use lime green, or you can use pink. It is totally up to you. I just really like the way this shade of purple looks with black. So I'm going to come up to the face also and use that same marker and just outlining again those details. And now I'm going to add some highlights to the hat using that same marker. I'm going to be coloring the hat purple here in a bit. I want to give the hat an appearance that it's sort of velvety. So I'm just going to add some little lighter highlights there. I'm going to be adding some more details to the hat as well. It's just going to be like a pattern of stars and moons. And I'll be using an acrylic base pen called a Posca pen. And I'll add that to the description below if you're interested. You can also try this using Crayola Super Tips. If you don't have access to Copic markers, those are a good option as well. And now I'm gonna just take it's called Pale Yellow. It's also in the Copic markers. And just color in the eyes before I really start going to town coloring this guy. Now just taking a Sharpie again and coloring in those eye slits. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this next part. Feel free to color the cat any color you want, any medium you choose, and enjoy some spooky music and also some cat facts. And I will catch you at the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me today, drawing this awesome witch's cat. I hope you had a lot of fun, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and happy Halloween!